Okay, so in my last video, we did function compositions, the classwork, right? And we did the first 3 questions. Now I want to do the next 3 questions, 4, 5, and 6. So let's go over to a new page, and our functions are going to stay the same. F of x is still going to be equal to 4x. And g of x is still going to be equal to x squared. And let's see what number 4 says. Number 4 says we need to find f of g. F of g evaluated at x. So this one is asking us to find the function f of g. So whichever function goes first is the one that I'm going to start with. Here, the f is on the left side, so I'm going to write that one down first. So the f goes first, and then inside of f, we usually put an x. But since I have a function right here, I have to put the next function on the inside, which is g of x. Now, since I have 2 sets of parentheses, I have to close up 2 sets of parentheses and go from there. All right, so we're going to work our way inside out. I'm going to put g of x inside of f. So I'm still going to have my f, but I'm going to replace g of x with x squared. So I'm replacing g of x with x squared because g of x is equal to x squared. So they're basically the same thing. I can replace g of x with x squared, and now what I'm doing is I'm finding f of x squared. So that means now I'm going to look at my function f of x, which is 4x, and I'm going to replace every single x with an x squared. So instead of this x right here, I'm going to have x squared. So I'm going to get 4x squared. And that is my function, my composite function. Okay, let's do number 5. Number 5 says we're going to use that function that we found in number 4, but we're going to evaluate it at 5. We're going to evaluate it at 5. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking that function that we just found, that 4x squared, right? And I'm replacing every single x I see with a 5. So I'm basically evaluating the function at 5 and seeing what happens. So the 4 stays the same, the x gets changed into a 5, and the 2 stays the same. So now I have 4 times 5 squared. Let's figure out what that is. Now I'm going to do the exponent first, and then I'm going to multiply by 4. So what is 5 squared? That would be 5 times 5, right? That's going to give us 25. So I'm going to replace this 5 squared with a 25. And now I have 4 times 25. That's going to give me 100. And since there's nothing left to do, that's going to be my answer. All right, let's look at number 6. Number 6 tells us to use the same function that we've been using, but we're going to evaluate it at a different number. We're going to evaluate it at 0. So I'm going to take that 4x squared, and I'm going to replace every x with 0. So the x gets replaced by a 0. Everything else stays the same, though. So now 0 squared is going to give me 0 times 0, which is 0, right? And then 4 times 0 is going to give me 0. And that's going to be my final answer. Okay, so that is 4, 5, and 6. And I will make another video doing a couple more problems from the classwork. But I hope that helps.